question.
Yeah, fire away.
Okay, so I keep seeing this thing about women want 666. They want
The 6
6
sixes.
foot, the 6 foot, the 6 inches, and the 6 figures.
6 foot tall, 6 inches in the pants, 6-pack abs, 6-figure income, 600 horsepower car, and 6 months out of a relationship.
Okay.
There you go.
What do men what would be their 3 things?
What would men's things be?
Yeah, 3 if they to do their 3
To
things.
narrow it down to 3?
Yeah.
Beauty, for sure.
Okay.
Agreeableness.
Yeah, I was going to say peace, and I think that goes with agreeableness.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say beauty, usefulness, and great sex. Right?
Isn't it like kind of up to the man to provide the great sex? Like,
no. Because I mean, there's lots of women that I've had time with that are they just suck.
Yeah.
They just suck. They're just not good. But
he's not going to be enjoying that if she's just laying there like a starfish.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're right. Like a lot of it boils down to the guy's skills, for sure. But there are women that just suck, for sure. There's no question about that. Let me grab some of these super chats over here that we have. World Echo said, my girlfriend left because I didn't support her being a cop in the Greater Toronto Area. Thoughts on females and masculine alpha jobs? I mean, I'm not attracted to masculine women. If I met a chick that sort of came off as, I don't know, go get, I want it. Like, I don't think women should be in policing. I've seen far too many videos. There was one this week where a woman had some drunk stone guy take the gun out of her hand and put her and her partner at risk because she didn't have the physical strength or the wherewithal to deal with pieces of garbage. Pieces of garbage, especially when they're stoned, are incredibly strong. And I don't think women are in a good position or should be ever put in that position of danger. Same thing with war. I don't think women should be in the front lines and shooting guns and driving tanks or any shit like that. Maybe things like planes, in an environment where it's not going to be hazardous to anybody. But for the most part, I don't think women should be in any of those roles. I mean, left to their own devices, women tend to gravitate towards nursing, teaching, child rearing, medical, crafty sort of stuff. And men do more higher risk, dangerous, higher reward, more competitive type of jobs, right? Putting women in policing or firefighting or the military, it's a bad idea. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. So like in Toronto, like sometimes I'll go and just observe the Palestinian protests, and some of them are known to get like they're known to be very like dangerous. Like I'm not saying they are or they aren't. I just go to observe. But sometimes the women police there, they look very uncomfortable. That's just what I've noticed. Because like either like they feel threatened or something. They just, not all of them either. Like some of them, sometimes they look uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
Has anyone else seen that video of the female cop shooting a mirror that was an image of herself?
No.
No.
Oh gosh, I saw one recently. She's coming down the stairs and her police partner's in front of her. He turns in one corner, she looks the other way and instantly starts firing off a bunch of shots and then has to say, no, false alarm. It's a mirror.
Wow. Oh my God.
I don't know if you were there, Spencer, during the Algonquin session when I think Alan was talking about women in the military and grenades. Were you there for that?
Oh, yes. I remember this story.
So, he witnessed this. He was telling us this story about, this female they put in the battalion or whatever the hell it was. And, you go through a classroom session where they explain how grenades work. You pull a pin and you throw the grenade and you put the pin on the ground and there's a certain amount of time that passes, 4 seconds, 6 seconds, whatever it happens to be before it goes boom. So she sat through a full classroom session. And when it came to the practical part of it, she pulled the pin and threw the pin and dropped the grenade in front of her. And, the instructor had to grab her, throw her over the protective barrier and get on top of her while it fucking exploded. And it's like, this is the kind of things that, happen in dangerous types of environments. So to this guy's point, like, Can women be cops? Sure. Is it ideal? No. You know,
And
would you want anything to do with a woman that is insistent on being in that role? Me personally, no. I want a feminine. I want a chick that knows how to cook. She doesn't even know how to shoot somebody. I can shoot somebody.
And then there's also like the emotional aspect of women. Like, you know, women, like they run on like a month cycle. So their
Yep.
hormones are up and down, their emotions are up and down. So like if you're having a bad day at work and you're a woman, like it could be dangerous.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.